Ekurhuleni MMC for Roads and Transport, Andile Mngwevu, says they have engaged taxi associations operating in the region to refrain from violence and resolve disputes peacefully. He's also urged those with grievances to report them through the proper channels to help prevent further bloodshed in the industry. Mngwevu was speaking during the official reopening of the Bluegum View Taxi rank in Duduza today. He says to prevent taxi violence that has gripped parts of Ekurhuleni and led to bloodshed, the city engaged with taxi associations operating at the Bluegum View Taxi rank. Despite initial confrontations and disagreements, the parties have now reached a consensus, with the engagements yielding positive results. The MMC for Roads and Transport has condemned the ongoing taxi disputes and urged stakeholders to resolve their differences peacefully and avoid deadly conflicts in the industry. Taxi associations say officials must play a more active role in curbing taxi violence. They believe the government should treat all associations equally to prevent disputes and tensions within the industry. To talk more about this, we're joined by Ekurhuleni's Road and Traffic MMC, Andile Mngwevu. A very good evening to you, MMC. Thank you for your time. I mean, as we reflect on the day and the kind of engagements that you've had, what was the outcome of these talks with the taxi associations?
Yeah, good evening. They are still ongoing. And the process itself is facilitated and coordinated by the MEC of Transport in Gauteng, who is leading these particular conversations. As you'll understand, that these are not conversations that you can just conclude in a day or so. So we would have agreed that there must be a continuous engagement regarding the curbing of violence in the city. You'll understand that the province remains the major custodian of public transport as prescribed by legislation. Tina, we play also a role in making sure that we provide public transport facilities, but its main operation it's determined by the Gauteng Transport Department. Moving forward. So the MEC is the one who is actually at the center of these conversations, and they are still ongoing until we find the final process.
As you try and finalize the process, and in your interactions and engagements, exchanging information and ideas, what is at the center of the root cause here, the problems that are emanating from the industry?
It is actually too early to confirm. It is too early to confirm, precisely because we are trying to indeed get the actual facts of who are involved. And you know, when there's violence and people are dying, no one can openly come up front and say, indeed, we are part of that taxi violence, because it becomes a criminal offense. But what we are saying is that we have got an indication that there is a conflict between for a route that pertains Zonke Zizwe taxi rank and the long distance. So we are therefore saying all those who are operating within that particular jurisdiction, there must be a conversation as to find the actual conflict, what is the actual issue, and we are mediating in making sure that there is an amicable solution regarding that particular aspect.
Yeah, because the taxi associations are saying that officials like yourselves must play a more active role in curbing and helping the conversations and curbing the violence, and they believe that government needs to treat the associations equally and prevent disputes and tensions. I mean, what does that actually mean? Where is the imbalance?
The tax industry are our stakeholders, major stakeholders. We always make sure that we have continuous discussions with them, and we have always encouraged them through their structures that we can't always resort to violence when there are issues. This is not the first incident where we are coming in to intervene. as Ekurhuleni in particular, together with the MEC for transport. There was a discussion at some point where we engaged our taxi industry. We have a good relationship with Ekurhuleni taxi industry ourselves as a city. We are working together through the Harambe system, the PRT system. So we have an active relationship that is healthy with them. And we always encourage, even when we attend their AGMs and conferences, we always have discussions with them. And we agree as a matter of principle that we can never always resort to violence when there are issues where we don't, or people don't see eye to eye in various associations. We don't favor one associations over the other. There are structures and leadership structures that all these associations fall under the umbrella of. For an example, in Ekurhuleni, there is Ekurhuleni taxi industry. There is a leadership of Santaco in the region. There is a leadership of Ekurhuleni taxi industry in the region that we always interface with and have discussion. And not a few days ago, I was having open discussions with the leadership of the taxi industry, and we were pleaded with them that we must minimize or avoid at all cost any element of violence within our system, because we are worried about even the commuters themselves. As I've indicated earlier today, that our main objective together as a city and the taxi industry is to provide reliable, safe public transport system to our commuters. Therefore, we must put their plight and their lives and protect them at all costs than to expose them into danger.
Yeah. Very well. Thank you so much for speaking to us this evening, leaving that conversation there, wrapping up with Ekurhuleni's Road and Traffic MMC Andile Mngwevu around the taxi associations, saying that talks are ongoing as they try and engage with taxi associations.